You want to be great? You want to rise? You want to look back one day and say, I built this? Then listen close, because your journey starts right here, right now. Not when the stars align, not when someone hands you opportunity. Today, you think heroes are born? No, they're made. In the grind, in the struggle, in the moments when quitting would have been easier, but they kept going. You're no different. That fire inside you, that's your power. But power untested is just potential. And potential without action, that's a tragedy. I don't care where you start. 0? Good. 0 means you've got nothing to lose and everything to prove. Every hero's story begins at the bottom. The question is, are you willing to climb? You'll fall. You'll fail. You'll doubt yourself. But champions aren't defined by their setbacks. They're defined by their comebacks. So get up every single time. Greatness isn't handed to anyone. It's forged in the fire of effort, discipline, and relentless perseverance. Think about the people you admire, the ones who've achieved extraordinary things. Were they just born with it? No. They chose to show up day after day when no one was watching. When the odds were stacked against them, talent might open a door, but hard work walks through it. The difference between a dream and reality is action. You don't become a hero by waiting for the right moment. You become one by creating it. Look at any legend, athletes, artists, leaders. Their stories aren't about luck. They're about early mornings, late nights, and the refusal to quit when everything screams at them to stop. The world will try to convince you that some people are just destined for greatness. Don't believe it. Destiny is a choice. It's built in the gym at 5 a.m., in the pages of books studied long after others have gone to sleep, in the relentless pursuit of improvement, when no one's clapped. The hero's journey isn't glamorous. It's gritty. It's failing, learning, and rising again. You want proof? Every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once a beginner. The only thing separating you from the person you want to become is time, effort, and the courage to keep going when it hurts. Excuses don't build empires. Doubt doesn't win battles. The moment you decide that your circumstances don't define you, that's when the real work begins. Heroes aren't made in comfort. They're made in challenge. In the moments when giving up would have been easier, but they pushed forward anyway. So ask yourself, what are you willing to endure? How many times are you willing to get back up? Because the path from 0 to hero isn't a straight line. It's a fight. And the only way to lose is to walk away. The power to be great was inside you all along. Now it's time to prove it. You don't need permission to begin. You don't need perfect conditions, a grand title, or someone's approval. The only thing you need is right in front of you. This moment, exactly where you are. Too many people waste time waiting for the right opportunity, the perfect plan, or some imaginary future where everything falls into place. But here's the truth. Greatness doesn't wait for readiness. It starts in the messy, uncertain now. Look around. What do you have? Use it. What do you know? Apply it. Who are you today? Work with that. The most powerful journeys don't begin with advantage. They begin with decision. You think you need more money, more connections, more time. You need more courage, more action, more refusal to let where you are dictate how far you'll go. Some of the greatest success stories in history began with nothing but a stubborn will and a first step. Stop measuring yourself against where others are. Their path isn't yours. Your race isn't against them. It's against your own potential. Every second spent comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 is a second stolen from your progress. The only comparison that matters is this. Are you further ahead today than you were yesterday? That's it. Small steps compound. Invisible efforts accumulate. The overnight success you admire was built on years of unseen work. And don't fool yourself into thinking you must have it all figured out before you begin. Clarity comes from movement, not meditation. You won't find all the answers sitting still. You'll find them in the doing, the failing, the adjusting. The road reveals itself as you walk it. So take the job, start the project, make the call, write the first terrible draft, lift the weight. Whatever it is, do it now, with what you have, from exactly where you stand. The world isn't waiting for a future version of you to show up. It's waiting for the you of today to get moving. Right here, right now. This is your starting line. The only question left is, will you run? The path to anything worth having is paved with resistance. That tightness in your chest when the work gets hard. That voice whispering you should quit. That's not your enemy. That's the forge where strength is built. Comfort is the silent killer of potential. The moments when every fiber of your being wants to walk away are precisely the moments that define who you become. Struggle isn't the obstacle to your success. It's the training ground. Real growth happens in the stretch zone, that uncomfortable space beyond what's familiar. When your muscles burn during that last rep, when your brain aches from solving the impossible problem, when rejection tries to convince you to stop, that's when transformation occurs. The most valuable skills in life, resilience, grit, adaptability, aren't learned in victory lap. They're carved in the trenches of perseverance. Every master you admire has a history of battles fought in silence before their breakthroughs were celebrated in public. Society sells you the lie that success should be effortless. Social media shows the highlight reels but edits out the grind. Don't be fooled. The struggle isn't evidence that you're failing. It's proof you're growing. When things get difficult, that's not the universe telling you to stop. It's testing your commitment. The weight you're carrying isn't meant to crush you. It's meant to strengthen you. Pressure doesn't create diamonds by being gentle. There's an alchemy to adversity. It transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The friction you're facing is developing traction for your ascent. Every great innovator, athlete, or artist has faced periods where progress felt impossible. What separated them wasn't talent or luck, but their willingness to stay in the fight when others tapped out. Your darkest moments often come right before your greatest breakthroughs, if you have the discipline to keep pushing. This is the unspoken truth of achievement. The struggle never actually ends. It just evolves. What feels impossible today becomes tomorrow's warm-up. The challenges grow as you do, because that's how warriors are made. Not through easy victories, but through earned wisdom. So lean into the resistance. Welcome the burn, the version of you that emerges on the other side of difficulty. Will laugh at what used to break you. Every fall is a setup for a greater comeback. History's most iconic stories weren't written by those who never stumbled, but by those who turned their stumbles into stepping stones. That rejection letter, that missed opportunity, that humiliating defeat, they're not full stops. They're commas in your story. The world will try to convince you that failure was final, but the truth is far more powerful. Failure is feedback. It's the universe's way of course-correcting your path to something greater than you originally imagined. Consider this. Every breakthrough innovation was preceded by countless iterations that didn't work. Every champion athlete has a graveyard of losses that fueled their eventual victory. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of failure, but their relationship with it. When you fall, you're being given two gifts: the clarity of what doesn't work, and the opportunity to rise stronger. Some of life's greatest blessings come disguised as spectacular failures. That business that went under, it taught you lessons no business school ever could. That relationship that ended, it revealed depths of resilience you didn't know you had. The most dangerous failure isn't the one you experience. It's the one you avoid by never trying. Paralysis by analysis, the fear of imperfection, the terror of looking foolish. These are the true dream killers. The people who change the world aren't those who fail least, but those who fail most and keep going. Each so-called failure peels away another layer of what doesn't serve you, sharpening your focus like a sculptor chiseling a masterpiece from raw stone. Here's what failure really is: permission to try again with more wisdom. It's the refining fire that burns away arrogance and reveals character. When you crash, you're being given an exclusive opportunity to rebuild smarter, to approach problems differently, to develop the kind of grit that can't be bought or faked. The road to anything extraordinary is paved with setbacks. The question isn't whether you'll face them, but whether you'll let them define you or refine you. So the next time you miss the mark, remember you're in legendary company. Every great human story has chapters that would make most people quit. What makes yours different isn't the absence of falls, but the determination to keep getting up. That project that didn't work, that audition you bombed, that risk that backfired, they're not evidence of your limitations. They're proof you're playing a big enough game. The only true failure is letting failure stop you. Potential is the most overrated currency in the world. It spends exactly nowhere until you cash it in through action. That brilliant idea you've been nursing for years, worthless. That natural talent everyone says you have, meaningless. That vision board collecting dust in your bedroom, just decoration. The universe doesn't reward potential. It rewards movement. Every day, gifted people watch less talented individuals surpass them simply because those others had the courage to start while they were still waiting for perfect conditions. You know what potential really is. It's unfulfilled promise. It's the gap between what could be
and what actually is. And that gap is filled not with more thinking, more planning, or more dreaming, but with doing. The world is littered with could-have-beens. People who had all the ingredients for success, but never turned on the stove. Don't join that tragic club. Your potential isn't a crown to wear. It's a challenge to meet, and the only way to meet it is through relentless, imperfect, messy action. Action is the great truth teller. It separates the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the builders. You'll never know what you're truly capable of until you put yourself to the test. Not in your imagination, but in reality. That business idea, launch the imperfect version. That creative project, ship it before you think it's ready. That fitness goal, show up when you don't feel like it. Potential transforms into power only through the alchemy of consistent effort. Here's the brutal truth. Potential without execution is self-delusion. It's the armor people wear to protect themselves from the vulnerability of actually trying. I could do that if I wanted to, is the battle cry of the permanently stagnant. Meanwhile, those with less natural ability but more determination are out there making history. Not because they were destined to, but because they decided to. The clock is ticking on your potential. Every day you delay is another day it depreciates. That fire inside you, it's not meant to warm you with fantasies. It's meant to fuel your forward motion. Stop measuring yourself by what you might do and start being judged by what you've actually done. The gap between who you are and who you could be closes only one way. Through action. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Now. The world doesn't need more people with potential. It needs more people willing to act on it. Which one are you? So here's your choice. Right now. Stay at zero, comfortable in your excuses, or rise to hero, forged in your actions. The world doesn't remember who you almost became. It remembers who did the work. Every legend, every icon, every person you admire, once stood where you are, uncertain, untested, but unwilling to let that be the end of their story. This is your moment, not when the stars align, not when fear disappears, but today with the fire you already carry. From zero to hero isn't a miracle, it's a decision, one you make every damn day. So what's it gonna be? The world's waiting. Rise. This ending calls for immediate action. No vague inspiration, just a challenge. Reframes the hero as a choice, not luck. Ends on power short. Punch leaves them electrified. Mirrors the speech intensity while elevating it. Makes it personal. Your moment. Not abstract advice. Want it sharper, could end on just. Now go. Your hero story starts the second you move.